So are United content with their squad right now?
Yes, I think they pretty much are content with the squad, and so is Ruben Amorim as well. Now, look, the impression I get is that Amorim would like to strengthen because, of course, you've got Benjamin Sesko, who's got an injury problem that we gave some more detail on yesterday on Sky Sports News. He's expected to be out until after the international break, several weeks, but they're monitoring him. And, of course, they're going to lose Brian Mbeumo and Amad Diallo to the African Cup of Nations in about a month's time as well. So I think Amorim would like to strengthen, but the reality is United are not looking to strengthen in January. They're pretty content, very content, in fact, with the business they did in the summer. And if anything, that they may consider one or two outgoings, depending on who comes in. And the two obvious candidates there are Joshua Zirkzee and Kobbie Mainoo, both of who have had very limited game time this season under Ruben Amorim. And we know that, of course, there's no desire from Manchester United to sell either of those. But if a serious offer came in, I think United would have to consider it. They are not out of the woods when it comes to PSR, but their entire focus, I think, in terms of incomings will be in the summer, when the absolute priority will be a central defensive midfield player, a number 6, if you like. And it's been made pretty clear to me that United aren't really able or planning to spend the big bucks on the sort of players they're interested there in January. They're going to keep their powder dry until the summer. And the names they're interested in are some of the stellar names that a lot of other elite clubs in the Premier League and in Europe are considering right now, with Elliot Anderson, Adam Wharton and Carlos Saliba at Brighton as well. Big money for any of those, and United aren't planning to spend big money in January, as far as I've been told.
Talk to us a bit more about these outgoings, Rob, because you mentioned Kobbie Mainoo, of course, a man that would love to be involved in the setup behind you. Where do we think things are with him? And do players think about the impact a move can potentially have on their future in an England squad?
Absolutely they do, and it's an extraordinary situation for Kobbie Mainoo. Don't forget, it was only last summer that he was starting a European Championship final for England in the stadium in Berlin, in the Olympic Stadium, and it was an extraordinary moment for him. He was very much part of the England first-choice starting 11 under the back end of Gareth Southgate. And Southgate had looked at a lot of options, hadn't he, in that time? And so I think it's been a shock to Kobbie Mainoo that he's gone from that to really struggling for game time now with Manchester United. But the word that's always come out from Ruben Amorim's lips is that he's still very much part of his plans. He's just working with him a lot behind the scenes personally, I think, to try and get him to understand the manager's philosophy and get him integrated into the squad as he would wish. The thing I think you have to bear in mind is we know that Manchester United are not flush with cash right now. We know that they are, every decision they make on a transfer basis has to be with PSR in mind. And of course, Kobbie Mainoo, as an academy graduate, would represent 100% profit for Manchester United, which makes him a little bit more attractive to sell. Now, it'd be wrong for me to suggest that Manchester United are trying to sell him. They're not. But if a serious offer came in for him in January or in the summer, I think it's something they would have to sit down and consider. And the same of Joshua Zirkzee. We've put a story out this morning saying that Everton are interested in the centre-forward potentially from Manchester United. Had very little game time under Ruben Amorim. And we know that Everton are interested in Ivan Toney, who I think we're going to go on to discuss in a few moments as well. So Everton very much in the market for a striker this January if they could possibly get one in. Zirkzee is one of them who is on that list. But again, from United's point of view, with Diallo and Mbeumo, and Sesko injured and the other two going to the African Cup of Nations, they don't want to leave themselves high and dry by allowing any players to leave in January that they may need for the rest of the season. So I think it's quite a complicated transfer situation for Manchester United right now, and there's a lot of moving parts. What I'm talking to you about now could well change by the time we get to January, depending on the form and injury of players elsewhere.